Welcome back, everyone, to today's explainer. If you're an enterprise leader or an HR executive trying to scale operations, you already know that finding the right people at the exact right time is basically the biggest bottleneck to growth. Well, today, we're unpacking a really fascinating shift in workforce management. We're looking at AmoreU. We're going to analyze how they've evolved from just a standard recruitment job board into a highly strategic workforce ecosystem built specifically for enterprise leaders. So it's not just about filling an open headcount anymore. It's about connecting ambition with opportunity using a highly systematized, zero-risk approach.
Okay, let's quickly run through our roadmap for today. We'll be covering strategic hiring for enterprise, engineered for massive scale, their comprehensive consultancy model, zero-risk hiring and trust, and finally, we'll wrap up with the executive verdicts. Let's jump right into Section 1, strategic hiring for enterprise. So anyone who's dealt with seasonal spikes or sudden operational expansions knows the traditional method of mass hiring is, well, quite frankly, it's chaos. It's usually a paperwork nightmare mixed with crossing your fingers and just hoping people actually show up for their first shift. But AmoreU is really shifting this paradigm. They're advancing the global workforce economy by combining human-centric design with some seriously high-end tech. Basically, they're moving the operational burden entirely off the shoulders of the enterprise and onto a streamlined consultancy solution. Which brings us to Section 2, engineered for massive scale. Let's look at the numbers. Over 50,000. Now, this isn't just some vanity metric of inactive profiles or forgotten email signups. We're talking about over 50,000 verified workers actively sitting in their talent pool right now. If you're an operations director looking to scale up a new fulfillment facility overnight, having access to an actively managed pool of this size, that's an absolute game changer. And then we have 12,000 plus. This highlights the massive volume of successful placements they've already completed. Look, when a consultancy is backed by a network of over 2,500 active employers and thousands of concrete placements, it proves that this system isn't just some promising theory, right? It's actively executing at massive enterprise volumes.
But perhaps the most critical metric here is 24. That's a 24-hour average match time. Just think about the standard hiring cycle today. From posting a job, sorting through resumes, running background checks, to finally interviewing, that can easily take weeks. Condensing that entire cycle down to a 24-hour turnaround provides the exact operational agility that modern enterprise leaders absolutely demand to stay competitive.
So how exactly are they pulling off a 24-hour turnaround at that kind of scale? Well, it boils down to 3 core pillars. First up is smart matching. They use a proprietary AI that scans millions of data points in mere milliseconds, factoring in skills, location, and company culture to find high compatibility matches almost instantly. Second is verified backgrounds. Every single profile goes through a rigorous multi-step clearing process. And third, instant management. They've built this intuitive dashboard that allows employers to track worker attendance and manage payroll all in one unified place. It literally saves administrative teams hundreds of hours every single month. Moving right along to Section 3, comprehensive consultancy model. You see, their organizational focus is actively evolving. AmoreU isn't just filling warehouse packing roles or standard delivery slots anymore. They certainly maintain that foundation, but they're shifting into a comprehensive consultancy model tailored for really complex corporate needs. They're becoming the go-to strategic partner for specialized enterprise sectors that require a much higher degree of skill matching and behavioral vetting.
Breaking down their active jobs by sector reveals a pretty fascinating vertical scale. While they obviously have a strong expected foothold in traditional factory operations with over 1,200 active jobs, we're seeing rapid expansion right alongside it. We're talking over 450 active roles in corporate services and a massive surge of over 920 jobs in hospitality management. This juxtaposition clearly shows an ecosystem that is successfully scaling across completely different operational demands.
Let's look at Section 4, zero-risk hiring and trust. The proprietary engine driving all this expansion is their trust score algorithm. And to be clear, this isn't some static one-time rating. It's a real-time calculation based on actual worker attendance, historical reliability, and verified employer reviews. So when a hiring manager sees a profile with a 99.2% attendance rate and a top 1% reliability badge, there's absolutely no guesswork involved. The AI has already done the heavy lifting to guarantee work quality before an offer is even drafted. AmoreU uses a multi-layer KYC process. They call it Phase 4, Deep Trust, and this is what ensures absolute zero-risk compliance for employers. Step 1 establishes biometric authenticity using face match technology that's verified directly against government records. Then, Step 2 layers on that real-time trust score we just talked about. Finally, Step 3 finalizes the whole flow with instant compliance, fully automating background checks, and document verification. It systematically de-risks the entire hiring process, right from the ground up.
All right, let's wrap up with Section 5, the executive verdict. When it comes to large-scale efficiency, Samir Khanna, the operations director at Tata, states very clearly that AmoreU has completely transformed their seasonal hiring. I mean, having a legacy enterprise with the immense seasonal demands of a company like Tata verify this platform's efficiency, that speaks volumes about the ecosystem's ability to handle extreme volume without breaking a sweat.
Then we have Priya Sharma, the HR head at Reliance, who points out that the verification speed is unparalleled in the Indian market. This really shows how combining biometric government face matching with automated compliance fundamentally changes expectations. Things that used to take HR departments days or even weeks are now happening almost instantly. It allows these massive corporations to stay fully compliant without sacrificing any forward momentum.
And finally, Amit Verma, CEO of Logistics Pro, puts it perfectly. Finally, a platform that understands the scale of our needs. It's a clear indicator that this transition from a basic job board to a comprehensive strategic ecosystem built for executive-level scalability is actively resonating with major decision-makers across the industry. Which brings us to the end of today's explainer, and I want to leave you with this question to chew on. Is your enterprise's current workforce hiring strategy actually equipped for zero-risk scalability? Because as the market moves toward instant AI matching, real-time trust scores, and biometric compliance, the old ways of chaotic mass hiring simply won't cut it anymore. Take a hard look at your own frameworks and ask yourself how they compare to this new standard. Thanks so much for learning with us today, and keep exploring.